Welcome, everyone. Happy Imbolc. Imbolc blessings to everyone. Thanks for popping in. I figured there were a lot of people that may have already done their ceremony because 2/2 was the big day, right? And I had tons of other ceremonies that I was doing that day. So I said, let's do it towards the end and really scoop up the energy. So we are in the thick of it. True Imbolc was on the 3rd, so yesterday. So we're still in that real juicy, let's begin and plant the seeds window. So excited to hang out with all of you for just a little bit. Okay. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's call in sacred space. Let's all take a big deep breath in. And as you exhale, drop your roots, send your roots all the way down. Some of you in the Midwest are covered in snow, if you're like me. But that's okay. The sun is out. Send those roots down. And then inhale, draw that earth energy up through your body. Send it up and out through the top of the head. Connect with the heart of the Great Mother above us. And then inhale, draw that beautiful energy down. Send it all the way down through your body into the earth. Activate that as above, so below flow. That's a real thing, folks. It's not just pretty words. Feel that move through your body. And then anchoring to that divine flow, breathing in and breathing out, activate the as within, so without, as the universe, so the soul. Moving to the north, we welcome Mother Earth. We give thanks for the ability to stand on our own 2 feet. Moving to the south, we welcome water and clear, clean, current, emotional energy. We welcome love and grace and joy and abundance into our circle today. Moving to the west, we welcome air, focus, clarity, all of our guidance, all of our helpers and our angels. We call all that beautiful energy in. Moving to the east, we welcome fire and movement and passion, divine right action. Moving to the center, we welcome the divine feminine in all her many forms. We welcome that highest creative creatrix light of the divine feminine essence. And we call her down, especially today, in the form of Magdalene and Mother Bridget. We call all of that energy through their archetypal flows today, down and into the earth. And we call up Mama Gaia to magnetize and pull that beautiful energy through us. So just breathe that in for just a moment. We welcome our own sweet, extraordinary souls into the circle. We ask that all these energies be with us, pray with us, dance with us today for our mutual benefit. Here we go. Everybody get up. Integrate all those elements. Yum, yum, yum. I'm so excited to be here and talk about what we have to talk about because, oh my goodness, there's so much. Such a big shift. I mean, if I could say anything, that's what I would say, even though we've been getting ready for it. And so I really want us to pay attention. So traditionally, Imbolc is like the first milk. It's when the milk comes in for the mama goats. And it's when we start, it's like underneath the ground, everything goes bing. It's time to wake up. And so many earth traditions consider this day the first day of spring. And then March 31st is the middle, which really works when you go, June 21st is midsummer. So Beltane is the first day of summer. And it gives, it makes sense in your body when you begin to think about our earth calendar in that way. Everything, you can feel your body relax into that. So I want us to feel into our bodies because it feels like this past month has been a real hard turn for a lot of us. So we went through 2020 and that was crazy. And then we thought it was going to get better and it didn't in 2021 because we were building up to 2022, which is a master number, the number of the goddess. So this is like when mom's been gone and you were supposed to clean the house and she's home. I mean, you can see her getting out of the car and you're looking around going, ooh, did we do it? And no, we're not there yet. And so moving into mastery, which 2022 is a master number, that's a big jump. Even if we've been preparing and preparing and preparing, it's a big jump. So we're going to spend some time to just collect ourselves today and really go, okay, what are we really going to step into? I mean, we've seen it out there. And if you've been like me, your body's been rebelling. It's just like, I just need to be still for just another minute. So I want you to just feel what's going on in there. Just take a moment and breathe into that. Let your body relax. Let your shoulders drop. And let yourself just, for a little bit, just be still. And just be in your body. And know she's got you. She can hold you. There's lots of other things we're looking to out there for support. But if you rest into your body, she will hold you. And we're going to need to be held, I think. So when I say 2022 is overflowing with opportunities, that means lots of change. We don't even know what that change looks like. And as women, it is our job to hold that change. And we even pulled a card for this ceremony that is all about that. So we're going to talk about that in a little bit. We're going to have this Saturn-Uranus square happening pretty much all year. And so that's going to be about, and we've got the Pluto thing weaving in and out in the United States. So looking at things, just like I said, mom's home and have we cleaned the bathroom? Are we ready for this grand event? And what are the lessons? What are the places that we have known we need to grow into that we haven't yet? Where are those? Let's go ahead and finish those up. That's what that square is going to influence us to do. plan for the future, plan with the next 7 generations in mind. So that's where we're going. Those are the kinds of seeds we need to be thinking about today and planting. But then we have this other really cool thing happening, not just 2022, but we did the 2222 portal on the 2nd. Was it Wednesday? Yeah, we did that on Wednesday. Lots of ceremony that day. That's traditional Imbolc, Candlemas, whatever you want to call it, Groundhog Day. So we have that energy. Coming up, the next one will be 2/20/2022. So more 2s, 5 2s in that one. And then 2/22/2022. That's when this beautiful power portal will close. This is when we plant really smart seeds, where we are still, so that we can get the guidance. This is the grandmother wisdom keeper, the mother of the remembering. So remembering our ancient wisdom, remembering what we came here to do, remembering to step into our big girl self and really own the power of mastery in the divine feminine. So I love, and some of you have gotten to experience all of this, but because we did ceremony on Wednesday for all my high priestesses, but 22 is known as the number of the prophetess. It's the number of the Magdalene, the divine mother. And if you look it up in the gene keys, it's the vibration of grace. So many are calling this month and even this year Magdalene's month and year. Today, traditionally, the goddess Bridget is celebrated in Celtic and Christian traditions. She's one of the representatives of the goddess of the sacred word. So all about the power of holding with your mind, speaking your truth into creation. This is the doorway where we lay it down, where we say, I am, and we head in that direction. So this is where we wisely intend where we're going. And by what, I mean, I want you to think about, what does that mean? You know, we want to really be crafty and wordsmith our words and really hone in on the essences of where we want to be in a year and let Mother carry us. So my sense is that there's lots more change afoot and places where we're going to need to be really awake and make strong intentions, not just for ourselves, but for the planet. So I want you to give yourself the benefit of calling in the vibration of this cycle, 22, the power of that. It says Imbolc is currently celebrated starting around sundown on February 1st and goes through the next day. It's a seasonal quarter cross, about halfway between the December solstice and the March equinox. Now, those are the official ceremony dates, but the exact date this year was February the 3rd, and the window extends through today. So my dear friend Kaylin describes this place that we stand on perfectly. She says, we all are standing on the edge of an old reality, moving toward the light of something new, more expansive, more inspiring, and perhaps even something that might not have seemed possible before now. And, change is happening at an unprecedented rate. So what was true for us 2 years ago is no longer true. So we begin February, as of yesterday, when Mercury went direct. All planets are direct until April 24th. So I always love extending the windows, and we're extending this window of the big push all the way through April. And so we have this opportunity to harness the energy of grace and forward movement. So we can begin to intend the changes we want to see, not just, put out fires and play cleanup, but really begin to vision what we have to vision to get us over this abyss. So I'm going to read just a couple of little excerpts from the Gene Keys about grace. And I encourage all of you to just pull it in, breathe it in, and let grace touch everything in your world right now, because she's so very present. And I think we need to stockpile her for the year ahead. It says, grace is a presence that descends on humanity. And like all siddhis, it requires that we meet it halfway, which for us humans may seem like a very long way. This is, after all, a perfected state in which everything about you and your life will be changed permanently. So let that land. We are in the year where everything in your life will be changed permanently. When true grace descends, it wipes out your past karma in a flash. It also wipes out the karma of your ancestors and all their ancestors. Grace softens your rough edges, puts a permanent end to your fear, and leaves you in no doubt whatsoever about your divinity. It also ensures that you never again forget. It is impossible to measure in words the sheer number of blessings that grace bestows when it alights on us. You cannot hide from grace. Grace is your true nature. It's your inheritance. It's the soul of the world. It is also a state that is beyond the laws of our world. If grace touches you, you no longer create karma. If grace touches you, you no longer have your own destiny, but become a musical instrument tuned and played by the gods. With grace, all human emotion is instantly transformed into love. It is not a state with which most human beings are very familiar. But as a species, we are moving into a new epoch that will be marked by grace. So just let that land inside of your heart. Let it wash over you and bathe you for just a moment. Let yourself be in your body and be held, and let grace shower her energy all around you. We are still going through an amazing, incredible metamorphosis. And I don't, I think our difficulty is that we spend a little too much time in caterpillar mode, munch, munch, munch. And many of us are still in the meltdown. And it's time to be popping that chrysalis open. It's time for many of us to begin to spread our wings and start flying. And you feel into your body and just notice what you feel about that. Many of us, this is, like I said, it's a hard turn. So I want you to be thinking about, what do you want to plant in this new seed bed of creation? Because that's exactly where we are. The ground is ready. She's ready for us to plant our seeds. And we can spend some time, but the doorway is open. We open it by our presence here in this ceremony. So begin to plan your gardens and really sink into what needs to be planted. What am I really going to eat next year? What does the family, what does the bigger collective energy need? Not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, spiritually. What does this planet need? What wants to be birthed through me? So the cards I pulled was blown away. I pulled one from every single section. So we have an alchemy card this time. I invite you to get your journals. If you want to take a few notes, I'll give you a minute or two, not a minute or two, more like 30 seconds or so between each card to journal. If you want to journal a little bit, to get ready to write your intention for the beginning of this new growing season. So this to me made perfect sense. The second step of alchemy, we're in dissolution. And a lot of times that looks like a lot of emotion, a lot of overwhelm and tears to begin to loosen up the hard edges where we've been holding on so tight. So it says the natural consequence of the calcination experience is the second step, dissolution. This step works on the heart and the ego to release buried emotion that conceal or distort our true nature. So any place where we've been holding on to toxic emotion that we may not even know is there could start to come up right now. All of our beliefs are couched and held together with emotions, the feeling responses that cause us to continue to hold them. In order for the breaking down of old beliefs to happen, the emotions must be unlocked. Usually these events are experienced by extreme high or low emotional events, like lots of tears and then extreme euphoria as the release takes place and we see and feel the new vision. If you find yourself here, which all of us I think have over the past month, lean into it, lean into the emotion rather than running away from it. So, just like I've been saying all through this time, feel into your body. Don't be afraid to be in her. Why are you feeling what you're feeling? And do you need to create some space to allow this to melt down so you can see with new eyes? So I'll give you a minute to journal with that. So in the Earth door, I pulled the card Capricorn, which is the sustainer energy. And this makes perfect sense because Capricorn and Saturn are the same vibration. They're the same archetypal energy. Capricorn teaches us the value of structure and form. She encourages us to administrate, oversee, and play our endeavors from a place of maturity and discipline. She helps us prepare for the future and encourages us to think globally to create sustainable structures that will stand the test of time. This is all about what we're learning and what we need to do right now. Capricorn promotes hard work and practical business sense. She encourages us to be ambitious, responsible, effective, efficient, and goal-oriented as we bring new structures into earthly form and to create organizations and systems designed to last and support the generations to come. Capricorn is the earth point at the cross of the winter solstice, so she has just been with us not very long ago. The sun is in Capricorn generally from December 22nd to January 19th. So what structures does Capricorn want you to establish for yourself? What structures is she encouraging you to establish for future generations? And then water, in the water door, I pulled connection, which I feel like this is something that needs to be reestablished for many people because we've been so isolated from each other and separated from each other. It says water as an element has connective qualities. It can bind other substances together. This binding quality can turn random vegetables into soup and pigments and canvases into a painting. Connection between humans can dispel loneliness, lower stress, generate love, and heal wounds. The connective powers of water are deep and rich, and they are here to serve you. Where do you need more connection? And then in the air door, and I said I was going to speak into this. This is really and truly our moment to do this. Holding with the mind. In the wheel of creation, air lives in the west. Here it has the job of holding. Since the mind governs the world of air and thought, we can think of this as holding with the mind. What this implies is that once we know the outcome we desire, we can hold the image of it fully completed and the emotion that evokes in our mind. Our mind doesn't know the difference between a thought and reality, so it moves to create whatever it is holding. So imperative that we don't focus on what we don't want, because that can be out picturing all around us right now, that we focus on what we do want. Our job then becomes to hold our desired outcome in our mind, no matter what is out picturing in front of us. And ladies, we were made for this. This is our job. This is what we came here to do. Our bodies can do this. At first, this can take a little practice. And I think the biggest practice is remembering to do it. Remembering to take some time to just meditate on those things, those changes you want to see. But once our mind gets addicted to the good feeling chemicals that this practice stimulates, it becomes easier and easier. It may take a little while for the outcome to manifest in the outer world, but we are already having the experience in our minds and can remain content until it does. What outcome do you need to hold with your mind? And I would say on a personal level and on a global level, on a community level, what are the outcomes that you need and desire to be holding? This is so perfect for Imbolc. This is her medicine. And then in the fire door, I pulled Sagittarius Expansion. Sagittarius teaches us the importance of growth and expansion. Its energy is dynamic, outgoing, constantly questing for new ideas and physical experiences on all levels. It is a seeker of truth and always enjoys bringing new truths back for the tribe. Sagittarius encourages us to expand our consciousness passionately. It can bring passion, freedom, growth, and development to any endeavor. Where do you need to let Sagittarius spark your passion for growth, expansion, and liberation? The sun is in Sag generally from November 22nd to December 21st. So we moved through Sag and Capricorn. Now we're in Aquarius. We haven't moved to Pisces yet. That's coming. So let yourself imagine, where do you need to grow and expand? And then spirit, once again, we get growth. Spirit is all about growth, inner growth, outer growth, it matters not. Spiritual development is the only game in town, and growth is the only way through the maze that we call life. As we move through our life, sometimes we can feel like our growth is stunted. We may feel stagnant and lethargic. That has been my calling card this month in January. It's lifting, but I think lots of people have been feeling the heaviness of what's still left to be released. So when you recognize it for what it is, and you know that you're almost there, you can move right through it. During those times, the adage is true: you can't stand still. If you're not moving forward, you're moving backward. If you're not growing, you're dying. Calling on spirit to assist you in your growth is the perfect solution to stagnation. So, where do you need to grow? Okay, I'm going to ask everyone to try to keep your computers muted so we don't have the background noise on the video. Okay, and finally, and I found it interesting, we pulled this card several times. Budget. And it says, I know this is considered a dirty word sometimes, and it took me years to befriend this word and allow it to work for me. There are many games you can play with yourself that can cause us to avoid or ignore this practice. But there are also games that we can play that help us get into the habit of doing it. So, for instance, rather than feeling that it's like a cage that keeps you from enjoying your life, begin to see it as a plan, a roadmap, and a guide. When I do my budget at the beginning of the month, I see it as placing my order to the universe. The mindset I hold is this: I'm here to do a job for the universe. I'm in alignment with my purpose, and I'm doing my job. Here's a list of all the things I'm going to need in order to do that job well, along with their costs. line by line. I total it and put it away. And I may check in with it at the middle of the month and then at the end to see how I did. And I allow the universe to bring me what I need. And in turn, I use those gifts as I said I would. This all comes with an attitude of allowing myself to be provided for rather than feeling confined and limited. And it also helps me see what is coming and to be prepared for any unforeseen events. If you try it this way for a few months, you may be surprised at how your aversion to looking at your numbers can shift. My experience has always been that I have more than I budgeted for, and that gets in the savings. So when I pay attention to my numbers treat me well. And that is a good way to think about this word. So is there any place that you need to pay attention to this word in your life? And then once you're finished with that, go ahead and take a moment and write an intention statement for Imbolc. So this is the whole brand new growing cycle of 2022. What direction, broad stroke direction, do you want to head in? So write that down as an intention, and then we'll dance it in here in just a moment. Thanks, Lynn. All right, everyone. So for those of you that are ready to take professional levels 1 and 2, crystal and consciousness technique, I'm going to be offering that again, February 18th and 19th and the 25th and 26th. So that's both weekends for that one class. You need to sign up early. Now, the reason is because we've got 3 activations that need to happen, and there are limited materials available right now. So I'm going to encourage you, if you want to do professional levels 1 and 2, I've already sent out the email a couple of times, get in there and sign up. If you're ready to do charts, which means that you've done professional levels 1 and 2 already, we begin February 24th, and you can sign up on the same page as the other one. So get in there and do that. The last time I taught CCT, everybody waited till the last minute. Don't do that. It's you'll benefit greatly if you go ahead and sign up now. Okay. Sure. So there, somebody, Azealia, what was your name, sweetheart? Someone was asking about, can I talk a little bit more about CCT? Yes, I will. And there is a video in the in the email that I would highly encourage all of you to watch if you're very curious and want to understand crystalline consciousness technique. Crystalline conscious, the planet moved from the electromagnetic field to the crystalline field in 2012. So she is managing us with that grid, which lives out in the sacred geometry realm out around the electromagnetic field. So this is like the next level of energy work on the planet. And you can take personal level, which teaches you how to do this for yourself. You can take professional level, which means you can do it for yourself and other people, and then teach other things in the future. And it's the new wave. It is what, it doesn't mean that we still don't do Reiki and we still don't do energy work and work in people's electromagnetic fields, but it is what's going to sustain us and take us to the next level. And it will change your life. I have one student that says, she may be on this call, she says, I feel like a ninja, because you can literally begin to direct your outcomes in a very concrete way with this technique. So I highly recommend. You know what? I'm going to tell you, I will give you the tiny short version, and then I'm going to tell you to watch the video. It's in the newsletter. I've already sent it out. Yes, you have to have done the intro level first. You have to have done personal levels 1 and 2 first. But then once you've done personal level, and Sheila, you can go ahead and do professional levels. I think you have, maybe. I can't remember now. So it works with your intention and sacred geometry chambers. And you will, in that recording that I'm telling you to listen to, you will get a treatment in there so you can see exactly how it works. We use our intention, and we use sacred geometry chambers to hold our intention in place so that it literally tells your electromagnetic field what to do. So where Reiki will go in and bring more life force into that field, where energy work goes in and manipulates and cleans out gunk out of that field, crystalline consciousness reminds that field over and over and over again of your intention. It never stops. So where you used to make headway, 2 steps forward and a step back, 2 steps, and it was kind of like this. Now it's like this. You get to mastery and then you go again. So that's all I'm going to say about CCT, but get in there and watch the video and get the treatment. And then if you decide you're ready, take personal level first. You'll have to email me and I'll tell you when that one is. It is on, so personal level, Diane, if you haven't, I don't believe you've taken personal level, it's $375, and it will probably be offered again in March. And then professional level is $625. Okay, everyone, we are gonna jump up and dance and activate all of your intentions. Here we go. All right, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you for coming and for doing ceremony with me and setting those intentions. Happy Imbolc, everyone. And for those of you that have more questions about CCT, just email me. There probably won't be a personal level until March, but there will be, it's coming. So, and if you've taken personal, jump in there and take professional. All right, everyone. I will see you all very, very soon.